Alright, so how I got into medicine from the very first time. So, my journey to medicine began in 2016 when I arrived in Australia as a young Russian girl. After school, I was 17 and I just finished 11 years of school because in Russia we have 11 years instead of 12. So, because there was this gap of 1 year, because in Australia the students study 12 years in school, there was 1 year gap. So Australians said that I have to go to college for 1 year. And I went to college. My college was called Trinity College. And that college was for international students who want to get into Australian universities. So basically, how the college was structured, we had to pick the subjects that would be sort of selective for our course in university. For example, it's basically just like high school. For example, if you want to get into Bachelor of Biomedicine, you would have to take chemistry, biology, English, math, literature. Some subjects were compulsory for everyone, for example, English, but some were you can select. So obviously I did math, bio, Chem, and English. And I did them all four, and the college had their own system, so it's not like VC or IB that you know of here for Australian students, because this college was just for international students. So how it basically worked, they had their own numerical system out of 100, and for example for the biomedical course I had to get 92. So it's still not yet medicine. I'm talking about Bachelor of Biomedicine, my first degree. And so in order to get into Bachelor of Biomedicine I had to get 92, and guess what I got? I got 91.5. Can you believe my luck? One more point or 0.5 points less and I wouldn't get into. So yeah, it was some blessing or something, but yeah, I just got in because they scaled it upwards. So it was 91.5. So they're like, okay, that's 92. Okay, just go, whatever. And yeah, I got into Bachelor of Biomedicine in the University of Melbourne, and the course is 3 years. So just to clarify, for medical program in Australia, you can either do postgrad med or undergraduate med. And I have tried to apply for undergraduate med so that I don't have to do Bachelor of Biomedicine. Not that I didn't like it or not, but you just save time and energy and money. And I didn't get in because you had to sit some UCAT, or I don't even remember what the test is called, but it's like a super logical like IQ test that tests your not only your knowledge of like math and English, but also like identify the shapes that are different and all of that crap. I don't know, like there's no way to prepare for it. You just have to be smart. And I'm not like that. I need to study for what for the test, and I need to know exactly what to expect. So I didn't get the test very well, and I didn't get into undergraduate medicine. And I'm not regretting it because postgraduate medicine is great as well. I'm still just 21, and yet I'm already in Doctor of Medicine program. So I got into Bachelor of Biomedicine, and the course consists, as I was talking about, of 3 years, and you also have to pick your major in third year. And my major was neuroscience, and I really enjoyed it. But let's talk about my undergraduate degree. Yes, so I didn't do that well in my first year of undergraduate degree because I was sort of adapting to the whole new educational system, to the university environment, meeting people, and just being an international student. It's kind of hard to understand the language, to know where everything is. And yeah, the college was more like a very small amount of people, but when you come to university, everyone is like there are thousands of people, and yeah, the whole educational system is very different here in Australia. So I got freaked out, and my first year marks weren't that great. I nearly failed chemistry. So in order to fail chemistry, you need to get less than 50, and I got 51. So again, I was blessed. Maybe I'm meant to be a doctor, so someone just really tries to help me out here. And so I got 51, but then the second year I got like much more comfortable with the environment, and I adapted to the learning system. So I got into not I got into, but I got good marks. Yes, I got good marks in second year. My average marks were around mid 60s to 70s. Yes, and then third year, where we have to pick our major, it's sort of the only subjects that you study pretty much, and you can pick from like 12 majors. I picked neuroscience, as I already mentioned, and I really enjoyed. It was like listening to a podcast. I was going to every lecture. I was enjoying every bit of it. So I did extremely well in my third year. I got very high marks. I got high distinctions, H1s and H2As most of the time, because I just really enjoyed neuroscience, and it was just so interesting, and I enjoyed all the assignments. And yeah, so that helped a lot, because if you like what you study, it helps a lot with how you do in the subject. So that's that. So I completed my undergraduate degree of 3 years of biomedicine with the average score of, I would say, 75, because as you know, my first and second years weren't as great as my third years, but it sort of equaled out in the end. And then for getting into medicine, you not only have to have your bachelor degree, but just to mention, you can have any degree you want, any bachelor degree you want in order to get into medicine, but just you have to get good marks in your undergraduate degree. But it can be anything. Like literally, people from my medical course do all sort of stuff. They did nursing, they did arts, they did even musical classes. So you can do anything as long as you do well in it. And as you know, I did well. I did quite well. I think 75 is good enough. As an international student, I know some people did better, but for me it was an achievement, and I was happy with that. So talking about what else do you need for medical school is the GAMSAT, and the GAMSAT I did 3 times. So the GAMSAT happens twice a year. So basically, if you think about that, in your 3 years of bachelor degree, you need to sit this GAMSAT, the exam that lasts like 8 hours, and it's very difficult. Yeah, you have to sit the GAMSAT, and I had to sit 3 times just because I wanted to have every try as possible, and in the end I have applied with my first try mark. So I'm gonna tell you that my GAMSAT mark was 54, 56 from the first time, and the second and third were even lower. So although I was trying to improve, but it didn't happen. So my advice on GAMSAT, take as many as you possibly can, and just try your best, but then don't expect much of it, because it's such a stressful exam that you can't predict what it will turn out. It has like 3 parts, but I'm gonna make a video about it later. So anyways, I've done my GAMSAT, and then I applied with my first try GAMSAT mark and with my Bachelor of Biomedicine grades, and I applied in Melbourne in 2 medical schools, in University of Melbourne and Deakin University, and University of Melbourne has rejected me, but I don't care. Deakin University has sent me the offer to do an interview, and they sent me the offer on my last day of exam, and I had a ticket booked to go to Russia for the holidays, and I was like, damn it, I don't want to do the interview in online. I want to do it in person, because I think it's easier to communicate and impress someone over, not over the phone, but in face-to-face. So I had to cancel my flights for a week and prepare for my interview. And I was preparing for a week for my interview, and then I sat through the interview, and I'm gonna make a separate video on how to ace your interview for a medical school. Yes, I'm gonna make it. And then in the first round of offers after the interview, because after the interview they usually send the offers sort of like a month from the time, no, probably 3 months. I don't even remember, guys, but they sent the offers sometime in October, and I didn't get in the first round, and I was like, oh damn it, I would have to do honors. I would hate to do honors. I'm actually gonna make a video why you have to do honors and why it would be good to do an honors degree. So I was quite upset, but then I was like, oh well, what can you do, right? Nothing you can do. And then they sent me an email that I got into the second round of offers. That means someone dropped out and there was a place for me. So you don't know how happy I was, obviously. It was actually the day where I had my German performance, because I, at that time, in the University of Melbourne, I was in a theater production because I had German as an elective subject, as a breadth subject, so I loved to participate in all of the activities that we had, and we had like a theater group, so it was on the day of my theater performance, and I was so happy. Like, I had my performance, I had my friends around, and I had like the offer coming out to me saying that I can be a medical student. So that's how I got into medicine. I think I didn't forget anything, but yeah, just a short kind of video. You can double speed if you want to, if I talk slowly, but I try to speak as quick as I can. So as I said, 2 more videos I'm gonna shoot, one about honors and why you should do it, and secondly GAMSET, and thirdly interview. Yes, so 3 videos are coming up, so stay tuned if you don't want to miss them out. And give us a like